Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. My name is Baron Collins Hill. In this week's lesson, we're going to do something a little bit different. I just found a tune that I've only listened to the part of the A part of. Sounds like a good tune. I want to learn it, and I want to learn it in front of the camera in real time with all of you. So I'm going to go through my process of how I learn a tune. You're going to see me do it in real time, and then we're going to talk about it. So here we go. So the first thing that happens with any good tune is you hear it. So here we go. First, I'll say that this is a tune called Sheehan's. I don't know anything about it. It's on the great resource Fin Session from CCE Cultus Culturi Aaron. I've talked about this resource in the past. All of these tunes are available to listen to on YouTube. You can also find the CDs, and I think they're on streaming services. They're all over the place. I'm going to use YouTube because we're going to use a slowdown, the slowdown function of YouTube that's built in. So I'm hearing a tune. I say, "Ooh, I like that. I'm going to learn it." The first thing I do, try to figure out what key is this, what time signature. Is it a reel? Is it a jig? Is it something else? So jigs go jiggity, 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 jiggity. That's not really what's happening here. I think of reels as dugga, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what's going on here. So now we've figured out it's a reel. Our right hand's going to be going down, up, 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 down, up. Next thing to do, let's figure out what key this is in. Usually I just use some open strings and see if I fall on something that sounds good. Hey, that sounds pretty good. G. Play a little G scale. Yeah. Yeah, that all checks out. So we've got the tune in G. That's sounding good. So the next thing, let's just listen to it a bunch, see if we can determine the A and B parts, maybe grab little phrases and see where we can get. And this is full speed, this is full session speed. I know I'm not going to be able to grab everything at this speed, but I'll see what I can grab. I'll just kind of noodle through it for a while here. It's got that A note in that second phrase, and then it goes high. What is the B part gonna do? Starts in that high G, and then it goes to F sharp, back to G. Cool. I can't get that phrase.
Melted to perfection.
Amazing. Well, we got an ad there. It's going to make us... I'm just going to mute this while we get through this ad. That's what I get for not being logged into YouTube. Let's do that again. Can I set it up so it... I do not want autoplay on, but I do... Well, I'll just repeat it. Anyway, sorry for the little pizza break there. Now we're all hungry. All right, so back to it. So, what I was noticing there... Again, I've been doing this for 20 years. I play a bunch of Irish tunes. I kind of know what to expect, so I'm able to grab on a little quicker than most, but the process is the same, and the more you do it, the quicker you'll get. So I figured out, it's great to sing it too. That always helps. And then it's got this kind of second phrase that starts on kind of an A minor-y sound. We're not thinking about chords right now, but my brain often goes there. Just kind of making it up, but we're looking for shapes and phrases. I've grabbed a little bit of it. I definitely am missing some stuff. That the B section is kind of a bit of a finger twister at the moment, so I'll play through it one more time at this speed, a couple times through, and see what I can get out of it. And I'm not going to get everything, and then we're going to go on from there. I'm only getting shapes. I'm not getting much here. So, that is about, I might sit around, if this tune was happening, sitting around on my own, I might try to work a little bit more at full speed, but for the sake of brevity of this video, we're going to go into the settings on YouTube. Let's go to 75%. Now, we could go right to 50%, but I really like to challenge myself, so we're going to go to 75%. See what we can get. We still probably won't get it all. Then we'll go to 50%, see if we can get some of the minutia out of that. But let's start out with 75% speed. Getting closer. All right, so getting closer. I'll run it through another time, see what I can get out of this. There's a little something in there that I'm missing. It goes to the C early or something. That's cool. Beat art. All right, so getting there. Definitely got a lot more of those holes filled. And everybody's going to have different troubles with different phrases. I feel like I figured out that. And then it goes to that C quick. And that ending phrase definitely filled in a lot of that, but there's still a couple little things. So let's go down to 0.5, see what we can get. Starting over at half speed. Oops. Alright, so getting even closer. Love it. So, yeah, so I think at this point I feel good enough that I'm ready to start kind of bringing it back up a little bit in speed. Again, everybody's going to spend different times at different speeds depending on what their ears hear. And so I'm going back to 0.75, see if some of those different phrases that I got at 0.5 are feeling natural at a slightly faster speed. B part. Cool. Awesome. So that's coming together nicely. There's still a little bit of a hole there. You know, the process is being a little modified because I'm also making a video about it. But I would stay there until I got most of it. I'm gonna see. I don't know if it'll work yet, but I'm gonna go back up to full speed and see if I can hang. This is full session speed. This is, it may be that 0.75 is a good starting place for you. If you really can't grab anything at full speed, go to 0.75. But definitely try full speed first, especially for figuring out what kind of tune it is, what key it's in, hearing those phrases. As I was getting into like the half speed, there were phrases that were actually harder for me to play because I was getting kind of lost they were getting so drawn out at half speed that I couldn't quite latch onto them. They were starting to sound less musical to me. And so kind of going back to 0.75, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And now I'm going to go back to full speed and let's see. Awesome. So that's ripping fast. That's probably like, unless I was real warmed up, I probably wouldn't be playing that fast. So here comes the ultimate test. Can I play this tune without the recording? Alright, so clearly I still have work to do. And that's just kind of the name of the game. I've got the tune so that if I was playing it at a session, at first I would probably work on it a little bit. It was a little sloppy for me to feel comfortable to pull it out of the session. If somebody played it at the session, I'd be like, oh, that's the tune I'm working on, and I'd be able to hang. If I were to lead it at a session, I would want to especially work on it a little slower, work on it at 75% speed for a while. It's such a new tune to me that I couldn't remember exactly how the first phrase of the A part went, so there were a couple kind of fudged moments where I was like, oh, now I'm back and I remember what I'm doing. And that's all part of the game, Doing this process once is great, and it's a great thing to work on with your ear. But then every subsequent time you come back to this tune, maybe you get it under your fingers, it's naturally the tune is gonna shift a little bit. That B part really is a pinky workout for me, so that gives me some thoughts like, wow, I really need to work on, some pinky strength, because I was really falling apart there. And then, there's just other little bits of, I didn't there's just little minutia that if I come back on another day, or a couple times, come back once a day, every day for a week, do this process, the process is going to go quicker because we've done all the hard work now. We already know it's a real in the key of G. We know what the shape is. We know a lot of the main phrases. Come back, do a shortened version of this process and see if you can add another 1 or 2% to sort of your happiness with the tune and sort of make sure all those notes are coming out. And as you do it, you'll get better and better. You might start finding particular players' versions, like, oh, this is a nice version, but I really like this version that I heard on this record. You'll start to notice those differences, and then you'll be able to incorporate them into your playing. That's all for now. I hope this was helpful. This is, something I do every day. Again, I've been doing it for 20 years, so it's I've had a lot of practice, but that's the process. The process may go slower if you're a newer player or have less experience learning by ear, but it's one of the most important things to do. If you can learn by ear, you can play anything. That's just the reality of it. And as much as I love making lessons where I'm giving you the tablature and breaking it down by ear, if you can do this, you don't really need either of those, because you're training yourself to hear those parts without me saying, here's the first phrase, bum ba ba dum ba ba dum dum ba dum. You're hearing the first phrase is whatever. I've already forgotten the tune. So I'm going to go back and polish up this tune. I hope you do the same. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can subscribe here on YouTube. Check out my website, mandolessons.com, where I have a bunch of lessons on tunes where I do break them down by ear. And all my lessons are always free, but there are a couple ways to support me, which is greatly appreciated. Helps me put out new lessons. I've got a Patreon community that you can join where you get access to lessons early, patron-only live streams, all sorts of fun stuff. If that's not your style, there's a simple kind of PayPal link. You can buy merch. All the links are in the description. Not required, but greatly appreciated because it helps me put out new lessons. Thanks so much for watching. Keep playing the mandolin, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.